I actually learned a little bit from my character of how to be more understanding, or how to listen better, or how to accept people for who they are and take them in and let them affect your lives and not have this guard or this wall up.
I think that's absolutely amazing that, you came out of it with skills and ideas that you can use in your everyday life. I can't tell you how many people I've met that have this wall, and it's just oof.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, it's tough. I was one of those people. I definitely was. And I, it's, to some extent I still do, but that role definitely, it softened me just a little. Not too much though. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
In the cool of the evening, when everything is getting kind of groovy. In the cool of the evening, when everything is getting kind of groovy. I call you up and ask you if you like to go with me and see a movie.
I still like this song. It's amazing. That's why I picked it. It's a good song, Welcome, everybody, to the podcast. This is episode number 358. Is it? It is 358. I am your host, Chris. Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two. I was about to say what episode it is because I threw myself off by admiring the song choice that I picked. But of course, if you like this show, it is available on all major platforms like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, and the website, castingfor2.com. However you're listening to this, make sure that if you want to give me a little review, go right ahead. I'm not going to say no. You're going to live your life, and I want you to. So, yeah. What other shop talk do I got? Oh, I mean, this isn't shop talk, but I have an amazing guest for today. Emily Shah is a wonderful actress slash dancer slash I'm just gonna say she's a wonderful performer, and just an absolute delight to have chatted with. I really had a good fun time chatting with her, and I'm trying to think of more good things to say, but there's too many and I can't think of all of them. So I'm just going to say, let's get into this episode, all right? So everybody sit back, relax, and Emily, take it away. What are you up to this morning? Or afternoon, I guess.
Oh, this morning I had a meeting, and then I went to, my friend is launching her alcohol brand tonight, so I went to go get an outfit for that, some girly stuff, and now I'm on my way home.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is a like when you don't have anything going on in the morning, no meetings, no alcohol parties to go to. What's a normal routine for you?
So I usually wake up, I check my emails, I check Variety and Deadline first, read all the news and entertainment going on, check my social medias, and then I grab a cup of coffee and I'm off to the gym for about an hour and a half. I come back home, make a good breakfast, and that's about it. I pretty much relax for the day. If I have absolutely nothing going on, usually have some work emails to catch up on, some casting notices to go through, some auditions, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay, and that's a pretty packed morning. What time do you usually? Well, let me ask this: how much sleep do you get?
Not enough.
Okay.
Not enough.
Okay, so but, how much do you get, and what is enough sleep?
I usually get about 6 hours.
Okay.
And which is okay. It's all right.
I think that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Decent.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, I could sleep like a bear. If I could, I would. I would like to sleep for like 9 to 10 hours. That's like my perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so amazing that, I asked that question because it tells me everything I need to know about you. So really the interview's over. But still, I'm just fascinated with the amount of sleep people get, because a majority of the time it's 6.
Yeah.
10 hours, that's a lot. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to lie to you. That's a lot of sleep.
Yeah, of course it is.
I feel like the whole day would be over if I got that much sleep.
You just have to go to bed really early.
Right, exact. I once knew this girl who needed 12 hours of sleep, and I was just
wow.
like, that's literally
How?
half the day. Yeah, I don't know. But she was very adamant about it, and I was just, look,
Wow.
all right, to each his own.
Yeah. Dang, 12 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder how do you get anything done with 12 hours?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's yeah. I don't. Yeah. It still blows my mind to this day. But
Yeah. Interesting.
Whatever. But so this is a pretty loose show, as you can tell. I'm very interested in individuals who find their particular thing that they do. For you, I love people who do multiple things as well. For you, what was it that came first? Which bug did you get? Did you get the acting bug, the dancing bug, the model bug? Like, where would you think all that was first?
I think I got the performing bug first. Yeah, so that's acting and dancing and a little bit of singing here and there when I was a kid. But yeah, I grew up in a Bollywood family type of environment, so dancing and acting were kind of hand in hand. And so I kind of, I grew up on Bollywood films and watching that, and even growing up in New Jersey, we would go to Broadway shows quite a bit, my mom and I, in New York City. So that was my bug, really. It wasn't just acting, it wasn't just dancing. It was kind of a combination of the two. So yeah, that was, and I got that, I think, at the age of I want to say 4.
Okay.
Actually, I lied. My mom put me in dance class at the age of 2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I didn't even know what was going on. Yeah. So I think at the age of 4, I really enjoyed myself.
It's, at 2, yeah, you're becoming a person. It's not like, I remember my sister got swim lessons for my nephew at 1. I'm like, he's not going to remember this. He's like, no, he will. Yeah, exactly.
No,
yeah.
I don't remember anything.
But also, it would be pretty freaky if you just took to dancing like a fish in water at 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just imagining a toddler dancing like a professional, and that's blowing my mind.
No, it wasn't. Definitely. I wasn't out there doing pirouettes or anything like that. I was just in a dance class. I think, I don't know if my mom did that for social skills or for discipline. I think it was a lot to do with discipline. My parents were pretty adamant about that. So I think it was just a form. I know my mom growing up always said, if you want to do anything, if you want to do any other activity in life, you have to take ballet classes, because that's a form, that was the biggest form of discipline for her, especially for a woman. So yeah, so I grew up, taking, I hated it towards my teenage years. I absolutely hated it. But I loved every other form of dance. Tap dance was my favorite, and so was hip hop. And so, I grew up performing, really.
Okay. And so do you find that learning, all the various dancing skills that you learned back then helps you out in your acting to today?
Yeah, I think, again, the forms of discipline that you have to have as a dancer, and growing up in that type of environment definitely keeps you on track as an actor, A, and B, performing in front of an audience. Even if I'm on set, there's still a certain type of audience, whether it's the director and the DOP and the gaffer, lighting crew, whoever it may be, you still have an audience watching you. So I think performing in front of people at such a young age kind of brush that nervous bug away,
Yeah. When it comes to performing, was there ever a time? Well, do you prefer the performing in a film set or TV environment, or a big stage environment?
Growing up, I always loved the stage, but I think now as an adult, I actually prefer a set. Yeah, just my preference.
Yeah, yeah. It's always because I love talking to theater actors just because I'm always interested because theater acting and television and film acting like they're the same, but they're also two totally different things.
Agreed.
Different beasts. Yeah, and so I'm just always fascinated by someone who can go between the different types and just be like, yeah, I like it all. I was like, all right. I'm interested. Like, I'm fascinated.
Totally. Yeah.
For you, what is your process like for getting into characters' headspace?
So I usually bring my acting coach with me when I'm working on something. And so that is a great help. But if I don't ever have her, let's say, I have an audition that she's not available for, then, I always look at it. I grew up learning method acting. I was in Lee Strasberg from the age of 6 to 15 every summer between New York and LA. And I did it as a kid, and I don't think I really realized how intense method acting can be. And I know it works for a lot of people, and there are the most brilliant actors that use it, and it's just not something for me. And I think my peace and my sanity is a lot more important than, like, my mental health is very important to me.
Right.
And it's not, as an actor, it's something that you and only you can protect and have to protect. And so for that reason, method acting does not work for me. So the best way that I prepare for a role or get into it is I look at it as a slice of somebody's life. And so I do all this work of what comes before this scene or this film has happened in their life. And I come up with everything about this person, their family history, their relationships with partners, the schools that they've attended, their upbringing, their relationship with their family, their parents, everything. I cover every single area. And then I also think about how this scene or this film may affect them in the future. So that's the type of process that I go through.
Okay. No, that's I think I don't want to say it's like stuff like that is easy to do, but it's so crucial for fleshing out a full-fledged character than just he's on the page.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think as an actor, I think to make something realistic and believable, you kind of have to, you kind of have to be that person without thinking about your lines or your choreography or anything like that. You are that person. And it's not like, I know some people might be listening and thinking, well, isn't that method acting? And it's not. It's almost, not even thinking about who you are or what your character is, because you have this entire backstory that you've created.
Right.
And why they're speaking to this person or what triggered them to say something or behave a certain way or react a certain type of way. So anyway, yeah.
And I've always, again, I've found method actors interesting just because, I mean, at a certain point, you know it's a film. It's like there's a camera in my face recording everything that I'm doing. There's a boom guy with a microphone that keeps dipping in front of my face. It's just like I would love to see how an actor tunes all that out, because that's interesting to me.
But that's what I'm saying with method acting. I think you are so into it that almost becomes invisible to you. And I think that they have trained their brain to not even know that a camera is there. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I'm saying. It's like it is like you lose a part of yourself in that, or at least I did, trying to do that type of acting. But yeah, I think they kind of just erase it, really.
Right. Has there been a time when you were getting into a role that you were just like, I love this role and I wish I could be this person in real life?
Yeah, the film that I just did, Jungle Cry. I mean, I was playing a sports physio, and I think the character that I played, it did affect me in certain ways. She was very, I'm a tough girl. I'm from Jersey. I grew up as an East Coast chick. I have a really strong mother that raised me, and I had a grandmother who was very independent and strong that also raised me. So I was raised by like these pack of wolf type women, and I'm very headstrong and I'm very focused in what I do, but it also sometimes would affect my friendships or my relationships because I'm so positive and so strong in who I am. And I know everyone's not that way. So this character in particular was she was very strong in who she was as a woman, but she was very soft in the sense of her work with children and her personal relationships and allowing people to come into her life and make her a little bit more vulnerable or a little bit more understanding or perceiving of other people's issues or their lives. And so I think I actually learned a little bit from my character of how to be more understanding, or how to listen better, or how to accept people for who they are and take them in and let them affect your lives and not have this guard or this wall up.
I think that's absolutely amazing that you came out of it with actual skills and ideas that you can use in your everyday life. I can't tell you how many people I've met that have this wall, and it's just oof.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, it's tough. I was one of those people. I definitely was. And to some extent I still do, but it's that role definitely, it softened me just a little. Not too much though. Don't get it twisted.
Right. No. And so for you, what makes a good character?
Oh my God, so many things. I think if you look at a character as like an onion, and you have all these layers that you can just peel back, I think that makes if an actor can do that, it's just brilliant. Like, you're just unstoppable if you've got all these layers to your character, and you can see that on screen, and that actor can bring that element without even having to use his words or her words. I think that makes a brilliant character.
Okay. And has there ever been a point where, like, let's say you're going into an audition, and it's for some role, and that you weren't really gelling with the character, but you still went in anyway? Have you ever had anything like that?
Yeah, totally. I have a hard time with subjects that have to do with like aliens or zombies or things of that nature, and so I have to train myself to think of them as humans, or think of them as something that I do like, or something that I can relate to. So even though they are this sci-fi type of fantasy character or person or thing, I have to kind of mold them to be more relatable for me to understand. And I've had to learn how to do that, because I have gone into auditions and been like, I don't understand what I'm even saying.
This isn't real. No. It's
I just can't relate to a zombie. I don't really know. I'm not, it's not my favorite genre, and I don't really know what I'm doing here. So yeah, I think when you can relate it to how your brain thinks and how your brain understands certain subjects in life in general, I think if you can take that element and relate it to something in your personal life or not, or just something you've heard on the news or whatever the case may be, then it becomes a little bit easier to attack that audition.
Yeah, I always wonder about those roles that you take because you want to get the experience, but it's like I once auditioned for a drug dealer, and I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I'm not the most like drug dealer kind of guy. I like to laugh and have fun, which I guess that would make for a pretty non-drug dealer kind of guy. But anyway, but yeah, I could not go in there and be intimidating.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. But
I bet you could. I believe in you. I bet you could.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that, and I will. I'm gonna from now on. I'm only gonna go out for drug dealers and see what happens.
Okay. More power to you.
I'm gonna be doing the audition smiling because that's what my dad does, and it's gonna look menacingly. Besides performing, do you have any other creative outlets that you do maybe to take a break from all the other, performing that you do?
Creative wise, yeah, I enjoy. I'm a good writer, and so I do enjoy writing. Right, I like to read scripts, even if they've already been made, if they're old scripts or whatever, and I kind of like to break them down. And so yeah, it's not really a form of writing, but it's also, in addition to writing, it's also kind of insecting a script or a scene or things of that nature. So I definitely enjoy doing that. And yeah, I still dance every now and then. I'll take a dance class here and there, but I love dancing, and I feel free when I do it. So yeah, that's always going to be a passion of mine.
What scripts have you broken down?
There was one called Water for the Elephants, or Water for Elephants. Yeah. So I did it with that one. And the latest one that I did, what was the latest one that I did? Well, besides I guess my film was really the latest. I haven't done one in a while, but yeah, my film was probably the latest one that I've done. Okay. But yeah, I did that one, and then there was another Bollywood script that I had dissected called Korban. But yeah.
Okay, and so I'm excited because I never really get to talk to people who are in the who know Bollywood. Do you have some films that you wish more Americans knew about?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, there's one that's a very good film that a lot of Americans actually do know about, but I wish more knew about it. It's called My Name is Khan. Released about 10 years ago. Really beautiful film about an autistic man, gets married, has a family. He's Muslim, his wife is Hindu, and they have a baby. Really beautiful family. And then 9/11 happens, and his life kind of changes, and his son's life changes, more importantly, and the son is being bullied in school because he's Muslim, and they call him a terrorist, and so on and so forth, just the stereotypes that you would typically hear around that time, especially when 9/11 happened.
Right.
And so he's determined to go to the president and say, my name is Khan and I'm not a terrorist. And so that's the story of the film, but it's a very beautiful film, and the actor is amazing, and his name is Shah Rukh Khan, very famous Bollywood actor, but he does a brilliant job in my opinion. And yeah, it's just a beautiful story, really, all in all. But yeah, that's one, and there's another one called Kites. That's a really fun story that also came out, I want to say 8 years ago. And it's with a Mexican actress. Her name is Barbara Mori. Another Indian actor, his name is Hrithik Roshan. Really good actors. They're both stunning, like beautiful people. I mean, just to get them together on screen is just insane. Yeah. And it's about how love doesn't have a language. One speaks Spanish, one speaks Hindi, and she needs a green card, so he's a kind of a scammer in Vegas, and they get married, and actually they end up falling in love, but they have this crazy like cartel and mafia type of family after them, and so it's a romantic action film.
Okay.
Really nice story. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I will definitely have to check those out for sure.
Yeah, it's a great story. You'll like them.
But I'm curious, if there's one thing I love on the podcast, it's a good it's a good horror story. And nothing brings more horror than auditions.
Oh man.
So do you have a good audition horror story?
Oh man, I don't know if I should say it.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Since we're gonna be 100 right now.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, I've had a few, but the one that happened to me the most recently. The most recent, sorry. I went into an audition, and I was supposed to play like the beautiful model girl, very exotic, who is married to a way older man. And I am meeting his ex-wife for the first time, who is obviously his age, and the ex-wife is not a fan of me. Right. And I have no idea because I'm just not with it. One French fry short of a Happy Meal here. So that's a scene, and I had so much fun like creating this character and her backstory, and just kind of the shallowness of it, and that she doesn't have a Scooby as to what's going on right now. So anyway, I'm like doing the scene, having a lot of fun with it, and the entire time the casting director is asking about my pageant career. And about Miss USA and wanting to talk about Donald Trump and all, like during my audition.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, lady, just let me, like, I've worked really hard on this and I want to have fun. Like, and you're kind of ruining my fun right now. I definitely don't want to be talking about our president in an audition, but yeah, that was pretty rough. And I just remember leaving and wanting to cry because I wanted to have so much fun there, and I had so much energy going in, and it was so deflated with those types of conversations. So yeah, kind of a horror.
Well, yeah, no, I don't blame you, especially when you took the time and somebody didn't want to talk about the thing that you took the time on, but another thing.
Yeah, it was kind of heartbreaking. That's okay.
Well, I'm still sorry.
That's okay. That's all right.
All right.
You win some, you lose some, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, there you go. But good. For the people at home who would like to keep up with you, any projects you have coming down the pipeline, all that good stuff, where can they do all that?
Yeah, so Jungle Cry is right now, it's finished its editing and they're looking at distribution. So hopefully by the end of this year or early next year, it should be out, hoping either streaming, one of the popular streaming services, or a theatrical release. So it'll be a commercial film that most people will be able to see. And I think the World Rugby Cup started today. So I think they're going to be promoting it. So if there's any rugby fans listening, have a look for that. And so hopefully we'll be releasing there soon. And there's another project that I'm helping writing right now. So yeah, hopefully that'll hit the floors end of next year. So we'll see.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah, busy's good, right?
I mean, yeah. It keeps us from thinking about who we are, and keeps us happy. I'm just speaking for myself now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But Emily, thank you so much for chatting with me. I hope that you get to do more characters, and whenever you want to come back, just say the word. All right.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate your time.
Of course. And you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks. You too. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.